myself a promise, I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top.
Yo, no, I ain't the type to give up. If I do something, man, I do it till I get what I want. I turn a business out of nothing into something I love. I got a poker face, but honestly, I'm not one to bluff. I flip a switch, never miss, man, I always stay up. Don't let them see you, bitch, always have a plan to stay tough. This life ahead of you ain't easy, it was built to be rough. But that's what makes a personality, is tragedy, bruh. So keep your head on your shoulders. Now we ain't out here moving rocks, we out here moving boulders. Now we ain't getting posterized, we out here making posters, and we ain't got nothing to hide.
What up, what up, what up? Welcome back to Pregaming here on Sports Money, Monday to Friday, 6 p.m. You already know how we roll. We're getting after it. I already started off the week on a positive note today. Very excited about that. Shout out to anybody that did tail the 3-leg parlay this morning, plus 330, well, plus 328. Rounded up to plus 330. No sweat, bet. And given out to the silver and gold members here on the Sports Money tab. Shout out to, of course, the Sub Club. Sub gave out some plays on the community post. He went 2-0 on the public place. He got a sneaker W in there as well for the silver and gold members. So premium plays have been firing today. That's what we want to see as we get ready to go for a big week. Working on this camera angle. I'm going to say this angle's tough. It's tough is how we'll describe it. I'm going to have to rearrange a couple of things here. Let's put this over here. All right, that's better. It's better. You don't see the top of my dome, although it is a freshly shaven dome. You still don't want to see that. Come on, let's do it. We got plenty to look at besides that. And it's going to be a big week. Big week. I told you guys, I sent a tweet out there. I said, you don't want to miss this show. We're going to lay it down. It's going to be busy. It's the road to the Super Bowl, and we've got a lot of going-ons happening here around Sports Money. So it's very important. Very important. Everybody gets ready to go here. First of all, it's going to be a live show extravaganza this week. We're all excited about the Super Bowl. I'm excited about the Eagles. But we got a lot of time to kill until we get to Sunday. So we're going to savor this week. We've got a monster slate tomorrow of games. We're going to go live. We've got 14 NHL games, 9 NBA games. And somewhere along the way, there's a feature game in there, and I forgot which one it is. Shame on me. I'm telling everybody not to be late. I'll tell you exactly what it is. Just sit tight. Everybody sit tight. We'll get it right. Big stuff happening here. Again, a monster card. So we love to live bet in those spots because there's just so many games, and the more eyes we can get on them, the more victory we can have, the more we build our bankrolls. And it's always just a lot of fun to hang out with the fellas and have a couple cocktails and talk some smack with each other and all that other fun stuff. So that will be tomorrow night. Of course, before we get to tomorrow night, Ramon Scott pops off. He's running so hot, and he's going to do his morning steam at 9 a.m. We've got the VB MMA picks and Ramon Scott show to break down 312. UFC 312 will pop off around that 4 p.m. window. Of course, how can I forget tomorrow's extravaganza? The Celtics and the Cleveland Cavaliers will be the featured game tomorrow. I thought that was a great game. Just on the surface, it looks like and hey, you know what? It might be a Celtics smash spot after they blew it yesterday. Shout out to you guys that had that with the morning steam yesterday. Consensus report on the morning steam showed Celtics were going to lose that game. I was off on that one. I thought I was following some sharp looks, but I wasn't. Then we will have pregame. Then we will have that Celtics game with the Bruins, the Celtics and the Cavaliers. Wednesday rolls around. We will shoot first strike on Wednesday. Get ready. Again, your boy here's on a 2-game winning streak. Both plus money. Dogs beat the closing line on both of those spots. We're up 3 units on those 2 plays. Just in the last 2. And man, what a UFC card we had on Saturday. MMA Jeff opened it up firing. I cashed a plus 180 in the first fight. I struggled for a couple of spots there. But then the main card rolled and we kept rolling. Crushed the 1. The play I've anointed the 1. Everybody thinks it's going to be a first-round finish. Goes the distance. I think we cashed that thing 6 different ways, including a plus 1,100. Yeah, that happened. And then, of course, Imavov goes out there and gives night-night to Adesanya, and then Adesanya retires. How about that? Big stuff out there for the UFC card. So anyways, we're going to have first strike on Wednesday. Thursday, we roll back around. We're getting closer to the Super Bowl. We're getting ready. What do we got? Well, we've got all kinds of things popping. You know, the morning steam will get rolling out there. We've got the pre-gaming show. We're going to go live again. We got ourselves 9 NHL games, 6 NBA games, and a sheet of mid-major college basketball. That's Golden State Warriors and the LA Lakers. There's a big game. We got the Luka versus Curry matchup out there with LeBron in there. Now, I did read today that Golden State wants LeBron James. We talked about that last year in the offseason. They acquired again before these recent moves. If they can get their paws on him, they can't. But we will see how that goes. So that's Thursday. Friday's going to roll around. Now, this is important. Friday, we're going to pop off. We're going to have business as usual. We get into an NFL Super Bowl show. We're going to do a Super Bowl show Friday night. If you guys want it live, we can talk about doing it live. Got a lot to put together for it, and this is where I need your guys' help. What we're trying to do here with our super hot chat with this community that we've built, and the fact that we put these polls out there and we're running at about a 70% clip. What I've been doing is scouring the books, looking for player prop opportunities that the books have. There's a lot of work to do. There's so many player props when it comes to the Super Bowl and everything else that goes into it that unless you started a week ago, you're not going to have time to get through them. So we want to make sure that we work collectively as a unit to go out there and find those best opportunities to smash. And this is where I need your help. There's 4 of them out there today. 4 today in the community tab section, now called posts. It's called posts. There's 4 of them. We're going to layer them in all week. We're going to aggregate them by the end of the week. Then we're going to do a special little contest with a player prop opportunity. There's a couple different ones floating around. We're just figuring out what the right one is going to be. And it'll be a little bit of opportunity for a members giveaways. Ultimately, it's going to be some members giveaways. Now, polls. It's very important. It's going to suck if there's like 6 people that respond, right? So you guys know the deal. We want to work together. It takes 1 second to read it, click it. We're going to do the research. We want to come back and try to give a big sheet of player props, sides, totals, same game parlay. We want to give you guys all the goods to maximize this game with the Super Bowl in Kansas City. You know, one of the props that's out there today, what will the jersey number of the first touchdown scorer be? Over, under 15.5. Now, it's a minus 115 prop. But who wears number 15? Patrick Mahomes. Well, what about Saquon Barkley? Right? He's up in, 26? So those are some things that we're going to look at. We're going to look to see what your guys' consensus is on that kind of stuff. Kelsey's 87. You know, one of the props out there is, will Kelsey get exactly 87 receiving yards? And it's like plus 10,000. Probably not. Brandon Graham's another one out there. Will Brandon Graham, the defensive end that got hurt for the Eagles this season, they said the season was over. Pectoral, I think it was. Will he record a sack? He's supposed to come back. Right now, that's priced at plus 250. Will Brandon Graham record a sack? He's got 3.5 this year. He's got 1.5 against Kansas City in his career, and he's got a tackle for a loss in that game as well. So plus 250 prop. That's the kind of scrubbing we're going to do here to try to find opportunities to get invested and try to make some money. It is just another game, but there's so many angles to have fun with it that, the coin toss is cool, but let's see if we can exploit these books and put our heads together to stack that cash. So those will be coming up. Look for those polls all week long. We're going to be firing those out, and then we will put all the information together, deliver them, and we'll do the prop contest that's out there with a cash payout for our members. Last but not least, excuse me, of course, UFC on Saturday. Excited. Working on closing down a new show for Saturday. Brand new show that will launch on Saturday here at Sports Money. Trying to get the I's dotted and the T's crossed, or I should say the T's crossed and dot the lowercase j's, if you guys know what I'm talking about. That's going to be exciting. Lots happening. Then on top of that, if that's not enough, we've got the UFC live stream as well, so that will be a ton of fun. And last but not least, want to support those that support us. You guys know we are viewer supported, so we need you guys to hit that thumbs up button. Very important. Smash that thumbs up button. Silver and gold members, you've been hearing us talking about it. You guys have been asking us for more opportunity, more plays, more stuff that's outside of the shows that we do on a regular basis. And we've been trying to put those packages together, or at least the opportunity to, to upgrade your tiers. Now, look, I don't think any channel in YouTube has the community that we have, the goats of the community that continue to provide gifted memberships. That's bringing in at the bronze level. Silver level, it's like $10. It's a $5 upgrade. Look, you made 5 units today if you were already a silver or gold member. Already paid for itself. $5 upgrade. What we're going to do for those that get involved this week between silver and gold members, we're going to have a football square contest. Debated it. Going to do it. It's going to be free for our silver and gold members. We're going to give away merchandise. We're going to give away memberships. We're going to give away, there's a whole bunch of things that we've got stacked up to give away as well. So we're going to do that on top of it. Very important. Take the time. If you don't know how to upgrade, I put some directions out there on the community post. Very simple. Either go into a show like this, click down on the $sign. If you were gifted a $5 membership, and I know 190 of you were, I saw it, 192 to be specific, 192 got gifted a membership in the last 30 days. All you got to do is go down, hit that money sign, toss another 5 spot on there. You're in the contest for merch, the free money giveaways, and all the other kinds of things that we're doing this week. Yeah, fired up, jacked up, ready to go. Going to be a lot of fun, a lot of work to do. Shout out to Marco Carrasco. I know I dropped in there. I dropped in early today to say hi to the boys. They're still my boys. Just we go about doing things differently. But it's busy. It's busy. It's exciting. I'm excited. If you can't tell, I'm really, truly, genuinely pumped up. There's going to be so much fun happening out here, and we'll pick the numbers. Oh, shoot, I almost forgot. Oh my gosh, how could I forget? Brand new this week. All members, bronze, silver, and gold. We're putting together a UFC playbook. We're going to look to do this week by week for the UFC cards that are popping up. It starts with UFC 312 this week. Got them all laid out. We've got the cash flow odds, and the First Strike squad, the Sports Money team, are going to work on this thing throughout the week, putting in our notes, things like if a player missed weight, if they look puffy on the scales, as Fanatical Jim likes to talk about, if they got knocked out the last time out there, if the potential retirement match, if they're 7 years younger, all the angles, all the things that we look for, that we bring to you guys on the live shows on Saturdays, we're looking to put those in there, show you the bets that we've made, much like we did a week ago there with the soccer show, where we put out all the plays, the props, the totals, the unit amounts. We're going to show you how we're betting these things. And it's going to be a Google Sheet document that everybody will have access to through our community post. You'll see it out there. And for those of you that are looking to get on top of beating these line movements, look, we got 25 cents this past week. We picked up 50 cents the week before. That's almost $1 worth of closing line value. Now, I don't talk a lot about CLV. That's something losers talk about. But from a winning perspective, that's another $1 for $1 in your pocket. You're betting it anyways. You might as well get the best lines out there. So, woo! There's a lot. We've been working. I told you we've been working feverishly throughout the end of the year to give you guys more content. It's all about winning more bets. We'll get to the plays here in just a second, but very important reminder, community post. Get out there and hit those polls. Get yourself silver or gold level memberships. We're starting to provide more plays. You guys have been asking for them. We want to get you there. We gave out almost 200 gifted memberships last month alone. We got the football squares. We got the prop parlay contest. Boy, oh boy, we got new shows popping off. We're going to do the Friday Super Bowl show. Get yourselves ready. It's going to be a ton of fun this week. And we got a ton of games on Tuesday and Thursday. Those are my favorite slates to live bet. It sucks to live bet one game. We were fun with Thursday night footballs, and we all love the football, the NFL, and everything else. But, man, when you've got 15, 20 games to work with, you saw the damage we did on these soccer streams. We had an 18-game soccer card. What do? We busted those bookies up, cash them plus 300s and all the likes. So that's the way it goes. That's the way we're going to get after it. Very important to start off this week, letting you guys know that it's a busy week. Make sure you turn your notifications on at Sports Money Wins on X. At Sports Money Wins on X. That's going to be the way that you don't miss any beat when we drop this new content, all these plays that are out there. Look, a lot of these player props are going to move by the time, Joe Public whacks it on Saturday and Sunday, probably by Sunday, when they're getting ready to go to their Super Bowl parties and all the amateurs come out there and they're like, oh man, if I put $5 down and, Jalen Hurts gets 6 yards, I win $200. Well, guess what's going to happen to that line? That's going to be unplayable by the time game time starts. So it's very important, very important. And look, we'll try it. If you guys want it, we'll keep doing it. If we only get 7 responses, I personally won't do it. Just won't do it. I got up bright and early this morning. I was scouring things, putting all kinds of stuff together. And let me show you. Let me take a second. Let me find this. I got a new camera angle, so bear with me here because I don't want you guys to have to look at my dome. I might have to get a separate table. Okay. Here we go. It's called Post Now. You can see it right across the top. Home, video, shorts, live. I wish I could change playlist. I can't move it. And then posts. And when you click on posts, here you go. Here we go. Just so there's, look, it's sub silver and gold. There it is. The over 2.5 in the Lazio game at a minus 115. Here's that player prop parlay at plus 328. I rounded up, I guess, to plus 330 for the silver and gold members. Lazio, Chelsea over 2.5 in Girona. Here's the sub club that plays that he put out there. Chelsea and West Ham plus 1.5 and the over 2.5. Get down. Here's the polls. 10 votes. Will Brandon Graham record a sack this week? It's voided if he doesn't play. 50-50. Half say yes, half say no. Over the course of the week, with 70% accuracy from this community, I expect we'll start to see clear opportunities. Does the winner of the coin toss win the game? 23 votes. 43% right now, leaning to the Eagles win the toss and win the game. Look at that price tag, plus 320. These are the things that we're going to put together for you guys when we get there on Saturday. So, there you go. I love you guys, man. 23 votes. So at least the guys that are voting on everything, right? Appreciate you guys doing that. See those numbers. Who wins the Super Bowl? I mean, there's a basic one. The Eagles, plus 1.5, 70%. Saying the Eagles. Rolling on down. Here's the 15.5. 10 votes. So I don't know what happened to the other 13. 10 votes. Over 15.5. 80%. Say the jersey number to score the first touchdown is going to be over 15.5. Now, over the course of the week, these will mature. We'll have useful data and information so that we can, guess what? Make informed betting decisions. That's what we're here for. That's what we want to do. All right. I think that covers it. So get out there, upgrade. The upgrade this week, you're going to be entered into the Super Bowl squares that we will designate and give away. Members exclusive Super Bowl squares, silver and gold members. And prizes, and more prizes. There we go. Look at Joe T. He's popping off. I got to get used to this new layout, guys, so just bear with me. The community polls 40-17-2. 40-17-2. How about that? You don't think you want to know what everyone has to say now we all have to work together. Doesn't do any good if we only have 10. That's what happens. All right. I want to be appreciated. I'm excited, though, you guys. We put a lot of time and effort into this. And I think this is a year that we are going to smack the bookies right across the face. It's going to feel damn good to do it. I'll tell you what, I got as little soccer as I bet. I got limited this weekend. I got limited so much. I told my dude, I was like, this is a fucking joke. I'm not even going to bother playing this. It's ridiculous. $25 and $50 plays on Turkish soccer for first half draws and full game Galastier or whoever it was. Ridiculous. But when we win, feels great. Love to build these bankrolls and get after it. So let's go. You guys know the deal. Need your help, of course. Thumbs up time, boys and girls. Close the chat. Hit that thumbs up. Let's YouTube know that we're out here doing this thing, that we're growing this channel. We're just a couple subs away from that magical 1,200 number. We love all of you guys. Appreciate you taking the time to smash that thumbs up button. And then pop the chat back open and we'll go to work. Yeah. Fired up. Not going to get a lot of sleep this week. Going to be a lot of work. I feel like I'm still, as much as we talked about it, I feel like I'm still forgetting something. My hands have been in the mix. We're in the clay building this thing here, and I feel like I'm pretty dialed into it. But nonetheless, it's time. We get to work. It's pen and paper time. This sharp community we just talked about, how fired up they are, how much they win. They're here. They're ready to go to give you their best bets. So you're going to want to be writing them down as we get after it here. And let's get to work, you guys. The chat's ready to go. We got plays out there. Make sure you throw your best bets in the chat. And, of course, Joe T's popping us off. Comment there, numero uno, the architect behind the post tab with sports money, comes out here with the Predators Senators first period over 1.5 for you guys. Shout out to Daddy Beats. Gerald Jones comes in. This is what I'm saying. Best bets, guys are ready to go. Look at this guy. He was 4-1 last week. 4-1 last week. He's got FAMU, FABOLOUS, FAMU money line at plus 110 for our guy. Appreciate J Main. AOD's here. Joe Dub says go. That parlay was too easy. I probably sent it to the boys yesterday. Yesterday afternoon, I sent it to the boys. I was like, you got to get your hands on this one. And then the line came down. Talked to Robert McCormick. Let's go. Stop Geo. Says, let's get it, y'all. Back on Zion's PRAs. Nuggets have no one to contain him. Covered his 34.5 line in 5 straight. Zion. FAMU. Selfishly, I take advantage of you guys giving these best plays. I'd rather see your plays than talk about mine. But I feel pretty good about it. Marco Carrasco says, can we get a family parlay? I have to pay these 25% Mexican tax. What up, amigos? Hey, I think it's on hold. 10,000 troops are going to the border to fight the fentanyl crisis. And they put it on hold while they negotiate like human beings, like adults, like elected officials to represent their constituents. Stop Gio. Last four head-to-head covered this line versus Denver. There we go. He's adding a little more clout to that Zion play. Good luck, Stop Gio. Chosen ones rocking with us. T Moss is here. Trisha M in the house. Robert McCormick says, I tell that soccer action today. Oh, yeah. Dude, we got, what, 1, 2, 3, almost 6.5 units between those soccer plays this afternoon alone. That's a great way to start the week. Beautiful stuff. AOD says, beautiful. Thanks, buddy. It's not creepy. I love you, AOD. Each and every scribe. He's rocking with us. Keith's here. He's got the Orlando Magic to cover at +3 at Golden State. Chris Sella says, drill, baby, drill. And there's Trisha M. Says, my silver upgrade already paid for itself. Thanks, sports money. Thank you, Trisha M. Rockstar Trisha M. Gifted all kinds of memberships and Saturday. We appreciate you, Trisha M. Thank you for being a member of our community. Peter Grassi is here. Ramon Scott running so hot, says Houston. Sengun's out tonight at the New York Knicks. Sports money makes. I listened to the verse again this morning. I listened to it twice. I still can't get it down. We got to see our guy Jay Peasy on Saturday for the UFC stream. The Saturday was a lot of fun, man. We made some money. I wish the rest of the day had gone the way Saturday early went, but nonetheless, Peter Grassi says, can't wait. Think tease Eagles in the over. Praying Eagles win the game too. Kuzma to the Bucks is a possibility for Marco Carrasco. Nasty Nate in the house. Says, you better smash the like button. He said Celtic smash tomorrow. Ramon Scott says to accommodate our guest BBMMA, we'll be live on Tuesday at 1. Thank you, Sports Money fam. There we go. This week's showtime, 1 p.m. with VB MMA picks. Man, he had another 2-pack last week. What is he like? Is he like 9-2? Something like that. Guy's killing it right now. You guys, you can't miss out. Even if you got to go catch the replay, we're just trying to put money in your pockets. Let's go. AOD says Ramon's a GOAT. I agree. Shout out to Ramon, too, because he got up bright and early. I mean, he already gets up bright and early to do the morning steam. In Vegas, it's 9 a.m. Eastern start at 6 a.m. his time. And he started at 7 a.m. for us. I think he got himself sick because of it, too. Poor man's voices. Needs a little honey and a cheeseburger. Or a little cheeseburger honey. I'm not sure. Nasty Nate says, the one. Yeah. Dude, there's a lot of fun catching that one. Oh, man. It's going to be tons of fun this week. Each and every side says, what a week ahead, everybody. Get excited. Just trying to help kill the time to get to the Super Bowl with winning bets. The more bets we win this week, the more money we have to play on the Super Bowl. AOD thinks the Knicks' second quarter might smash. J Main says Trey Murphy, 6+ rebounds. And AOD says, how many times will the NFL show Swift over under 13? Is that the prop? We'll put that out there. If we can bet on it, we'll put it out there. If you guys have ideas for the community post, then send them our way. Hit us on DM on Twitter. And let us know. You can email us as well, but DM on Twitter is just as fair. Notifications are turned on. Want to see what you guys want us to. We'll put it out there. We'll put the poll out there. We're going to do a bunch of them every single day. So Not to overwhelm, not to inundate, but, just to try to look at some of these lines before they get steamed. Peter says, Bart going to go nuts this game. Do you see he gets is it a Ferrari? Is Jake Paul going to give Saquon Barkley a Ferrari if he gets the MVP of the Super Bowl? David Wallace in the house. Barry's here, rocking with us. Nice sub. Great job this afternoon, Subhuman. Shout out to Nunya. He's rocking. He'll be rocking with us here. And he says, Mike, I need a hoodie, bro. They're large. I got the hoodie rocking. I'm rocking the hoodie. And let's go. All right, are we ready to go? It's time to go. You guys have put all them. Got the likes out there? Have we hit the like button? Eric Jones is here rocking with us. DJ Hardy says, hit the like, you scumbag. Shout out to DJ Hardy. Irish Kings rocking with us. Let's get to the bag. God, those numbers. Look at those numbers. Shout out to Skunk Blaster. Skunk Blaster, play of the day. The Skunk Bag play of the day. Nashville moneyline and the UAB moneyline. Little parlay action there. Little plus 195 parlay action. Let's go. Textiles says, that's amazing. Good work. Irish King says, Kelsey, over 61.5 yards and an anytime touchdown. Look at this, you guys. Getting to work. No problem, Joe. Shout out to Joe Dub. Joe Dub gifted a sports money membership. There you go. Somebody's already on their way. To a silver level membership. Get you guys into the giveaways for this weekend. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. We get excited about this stuff. Shout out to Fernando Mendoza's in the house. Sneaky Ninja. What's up? Jay Stone says, with this Nashville lineup change, O'Reilly is just going to sit right in front of the net. UC will be emphasized. Get that cash. Let's go. Sneaky Ninja wants to know the thoughts about the Luka Davis trade. I think Luka wanted to get out of there. I read some rumors about he wasn't happy with the, what's the polite way to say it? He wasn't happy with the views of said owner and Mark Cuban. And he's tired of it. Now, Mark Cuban and LeBron share a lot of the same views. So I think AD was a bum. They never really realized his full potential. Anthony Day-to-Day Davis, incredible for the Lakers. I mean, that's a big chunk forward to get themselves. That West is going to be so highly competitive that now think about it. You got a Luka LeBron. Do you care about a Durant and Beal situation? I wouldn't. I'd feel pretty damn good about it. Let's go. Jerry Davis thanking me for the soccer today. Yeah, man. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for checking it out. Marco Carrasco says, Kareem Hunt, Devontae Smith, Barkley, Worthy, anytime touchdown. I saw an interesting Worthy prop. Will he rush for over 10 yards and receive for over 80 yards? And it's like 10-1, I think. Maybe it was 20-1. That's what I'm saying. There's so many of those that we got to dig into that been working on it all week. Peter says he thinks that 2 touchdowns is huge plus money for Barkley. Keith says Luka got his beard taken away. I would want out too. Aditi Day. Cuban wasn't an owner, and he's still part owner. I didn't realize that. Did they really take his beard? Oh, Fernando says he missed that soccer. Man. Chris Salas says Cuban warned Luka about wearing his MAGA. I think there's probably a lot to it. Okay. Still trying to adjust this thing. I don't know what the best way for me to adjust this thing is. It's weird. I want to look at you guys. Certainly don't need to look at myself. Just happens to be the way that it goes. Okay. Game time. Go time. Let's get rolling here. We got one game in the NHL today. So slim pickings, but double dippins for the NHL today. Excited about this one. Single game. But that's where we do our best work. The smaller the card, the more opportunity we can focus in on what we need to hammer. And the Senators and the Predators are rolling into town here, playing each other. Well, they're not rolling. The Senators are rolling into town. But here's the thing. They're going to Forsberg, who's just 5-9-1 with a 2.67 goals against average. and an 89.8% save percentage. I wouldn't even use the word serviceable. Maybe. But a little intersecting spot. So Marylainen gets himself a shutout win against the Minnesota Wild. That was 6-0. Important to note that. 6-0 shutout win. They're going to Forsberg. Forsberg's been struggling. 5-4. It was an overtime win. 31 of 35 saves, but only 88.6% save percentage. Predators are on a 4-game slump. Senators are on a 4-game win streak. And yet the Nashville Predators open up as a favorite, and it's continuing to move in their direction. I don't know why I'm cool with 14 games tomorrow, but just that much more. You could have thrown another 2 or 3 in here today because, give a little bit more, even if they were shit games, a little bit more option here. But look, Saros, not bad. 33 of 35 saves in his last game. 3-0 shutout loss to the Pittsburgh Penguins. Now, if we just stop right there, you know the deal with me. One team gets the shutout. They're probably going to struggle to score the next game. The other team gets shut out. They tend to explode with goals. That leads us straight to the Nashville Predator spot. But if we look at this matchup, they're both 5-5 in their last 10. The away teams had the advantage. They've won the last 3. Senators won the last game, so there's a bit of revenge for the Nashville Predators. Home favorite off a revenge spot starts to become illuminated. That was a 3-1 loss. And this is where I kind of feel like that Ottawa's okay letting this one get away because Allmark was the guy that played that last game when they beat him up 3-1, and they're going to Forsberg. So we got a lot of roadies winning. We got the backup goalie out there. We got Saros, who stood on his head. 27 saves in that 3-1 game. Just couldn't get the scoring. That was before we put the buy sign on Nashville to be a Stanley Cup contender. Things have been focused up. We also have this situation going on here. We got the shit kicker factor. When you got 2 shit kickers that are scoring less goals than the league average, you got a situation where the home team tends to prevail. Kind of makes sense. Get the home crowd behind you. Thinking they got an opportunity to win this game. And I love that double shutout factor. So what I'm doing is I'm rolling in this thing, but I mentioned a double dip. I gotta get there we are. Struggling. Here's the way I went about this. 2 plays. Two. I didn't like this card a lot, but I like my card a lot. And sometimes that's dangerous. But I thought there were some really good opportunities to swing up. So the Nashville Predators and the money line, I believe, was around minus 130. The Nashville Predators, the under 5.5, and Saros over 24.5 saves at plus 527. I wanted to get Forsberg in there. I had a tough time getting a book to allow me to get both saves and shots on goal in there. I think Forsberg's a great shot. The guy's been just nuking shots on goal out there. Top 10 overall in the entire NHL in taking actual shots on goal. The guy's just a beast out there. He's got almost 200 shots in 50 games in the season. So, do the math. He's averaging 3.6 per game. A little over 3.6 a game. I think he had 5 that last game, if I'm not mistaken. So, I like the Forsberg spot. But ultimately, I said, you know what? Give me this goaltending situation. Here's why. The Senators are averaging 33 shots on goal this season per game. They're going to need to stand on their head. He's going to have to stand in his head. Predators are allowing 31 shots on goal. So you got the Senators coming in averaging 33. You got the Predators allowing 31. We need Saros to get over 24.5. So we slap him into what I believe is an under. The sharp, respected bettor report was showing this as an under 5.5 at even money. And we tag in that Nashville spot to come back. The home team's due for a win in the series at plus 527. Pretty short, pretty sweet, pretty simple. Let's see if we can't turn 2 units into 6.27 units to pop this NHL card. Single game. See, I'm used to it being here. It's over here. Even if I'm looking over here, it's not over here. It's like OCD. My OCD, I think, is picking up here, picking up steam. What do you guys have to say about that? You guys love your NBA. I like it. I got some NBA for you. Sella says Saros under 25.5 shots. Well, if they're going to win, Irish King says definitely over. There's Guillermo. Over 1.5 in the first period. Okay. I mean, they can get the first period over and the full game still goes under. 5.5 sweaty. That was the other reason. If it was 6 or 6.5, that might have been a standalone play. But the 5.5 at even money, like, all right, let's just see if we can't jack these guys up right good. T. Moss is on DeRozan 3+ assists. Jalen Green 20+ points. Bedoze 7+ rebounds, and Josh Green 8+ points. David Wallace. See, that was a DraftKings spot that I took. They moved. We talked about the. See if you can put shots on goal in there instead. See if you can get Forsberg shots on goal in there instead. Over 3+. It's a little juicy, but KV's in the house. Stamkos 2 assists away from assist number 600. And O'Reilly's 1 point away from 30 this year and 4 goals away from 300. Wow. Just giving some Joe Madden info. David Wallace, there you go. I like that play too. I got greedy. But one game on the card. I'll be watching hockey. Why not get myself invested? All right, we got some pretty decent NBA action here. We got 4 games in the NBA. We'll start off here. We've had some pretty substantial movement across the markets today. Lots of, and both on both college and the NBA. That's why I don't really spend a lot of time. Like you guys have heard me give my spiel. Did I forget one? Oh shit! That's what happened. I was looking at it. I'm like, wait a minute. 1, 2. I guess we got 5 NBA plays today. I guess we got 5. You can follow all my action at BetStamp. See some of you guys tracking me down like a fucking hawk. Like I'm a rabbit running a field and you're a hawk. When we do the silver goal plays, those are not released to the public. They're just ability to be tracked. But you can see all my pregame and action out there. See where we win, lose, or draw. And we're going to start off with the Wizards and the Hornets. The Wizards now on their 5th road game. Very important to note. They opened as 3.5-point road dogs. Sorry, my nose itches. Plus 3.5 road dogs. They've moved to +5. 58% of the bets and 58% of the cash are whacking away on them Wizards. Public loves their road dogs. I should probably stop saying that. 220 was the back number, and that back number's gone down to 214.5 and dropping. It was 215.5 an hour ago. 86% of the bets and 84% of the cash are on the over. Reverse line movement, you think? Absolutely here. We look at this game and Charlotte's having a world of hurt. They lost their last 4, and they played a shitload of home games. There's no excuse. They just can't win. They did battle against Denver. In fact, they've covered 3 of their last 5 games. But this line means they're going to have to come out there and win this game outright. Now, you evaluate. You got the Wizards team coming in here. They stink. But they did just come off a win at Minnesota. Minnesota stinks at home. Write that one down. Circle it, highlight it, underline it. The Timberwolves are bad at home. 12-point dogs. They go out there. They win the game 105-103 2 nights ago, February 1st. Saturday night in Minnesota. Jover country. Prior to that, they were losing. The Lakers, Toronto, at Dallas, at Phoenix. They're back on the road. Now the Hornets, with all due respect, they beat the Pelicans. You should have. They busted the Pelicans up, though, 123-92. They lose to the Lakers. They lose to the Nets. They cover against the Clippers. And they cover against Denver. Step up or step down in competition for the Hornets to go to the Wizards. Now, problem is everybody's out. LaMelo Ball's out. Grant Williams is out. Trey Mann is out. It looks like Williams is in. The Wizards, Bagley, City Bay. Okay, kind of who they are. It's got to be a Mark Williams spot, maybe a Diabate as well. It's another opportunity to look for. Guy's a prolific shooter out there. I think this is a Hornet spot. I think they win this game. Again, they need to get back on the shtick And the big thing for me is you got to look at this 5-game spot. We talked about getting over the hump. If you can get past 3 wins in a row, well, we got a 5-game roadie situation. When you're on the 5th road game, you want to fade those teams. In fact, in the NBA, it's true. They get tired of being on, not like the NHL where they like to be on the road. The NBA does not like to be on the road. If you fade the 5th game on the roadie, you're 8-0 this season. Now, there's 2 spots that takes place tonight. You're 8-0. It's 238 and 136 overall. So you got a healthy sample. You got 100 games in the plus. And you got a nice little 8-game win streak going on. On top of that, the Wizards have lost 16 of their last 17 games. I got to fade them, boys. I got to fade them. You could probably get a better number now than what I got out there with the 5. I know there's a lot of injuries out there, but I just don't believe that the miraculous come to Jesus has taken place with the Wizards here to go out there and figure out to get this game. I just don't see it. I think this is they're both comparably matched teams with the injury factors that are going on, but I just don't think it's that easy. You look at this money line here, the Wizards money line's gone from 136 to 175. At 3.5, you'd be thinking that sharper bettors might be coming in taking a shot at that thing, but there is a little bit of a differential, 14-point differential on the bets versus cash on the money line, and yet the books don't care. They let it swell almost 50 cents from where it opened up. It's telling. Just trying to read that line, use that streak, and go back to it. So we'll see. Try to stop Geo-engineer. Let's go. Stop Geo says, exactly. I can't get a book that will let me same game parlay player shots on. Yeah. Ramon Scott says game of the year. I'll take a shot at it. I will take my shot. Okay. Onward, upward. Lots of games to cover. Got to get moving. Going to move fast here because we got some games that are going to pop off here. A little too excited about what's happening this week, but I thought it was important to tell you guys. I thought it was important to share. Everyone should be in the know. You certainly don't want to miss out. Look, we're up 6.5 units today. You don't want to miss out on this kind of stuff. You go to work, we'll help you invest your money. Here's a weird line. Grizzlies open up as -6. They've dropped to -3 with 80% of the bets and 81% of the cash. Tells me Ja's not playing, and we'll evaluate in a second. 242.5 is the back number. It's dropped 3 points to 239.5. 80% of the bets and 79% of the cash are on the over. Reverse line move. It's a little scary. I'm not going to lie. This one's a little scary. This number's dropped so damn significant. And I know Ja's day to day. I know Desmond Bane's out of this thing. But look, Wemby's, what's Wemby doing? Let me take a look. Now that I mention it, he's questionable. Maybe he's going to come in and play. Maybe. Kelly D says Memphis is 9-1 in the series. Beat them twice this year. Everybody's questionable on the Grizzlies. I mean, Marcus Smart's out for sure. Ja's questionable. Clark's questionable. Bane's out for sure. I think this is one of those spots where people are going to, this is what I think is going to happen. Joe Public's going to look at this thing. They're going to watch it pop up. And I don't want to say Joe. I'm going to say John Public. Joe likes his overs, but I break his balls backstage about being public over guy. So I don't want to say Joe Public. We'll say John Public. John Q. Public is going to come in here, look at this game, and they're going to see Morant's out. And, oh, man, Wembyana's in. And they're missing the opportunity. You should have played it earlier. Is what you should have done. Because now this thing's sitting down around 2.5. And if you jump in now, you were getting 6 to pop this game off. On top of that, let's talk about some trends. I feel like in the NBA especially, we talk about some of the injuries matter or don't matter. Does it matter when you have, both these teams, look at Ramon's going to sneak some women's college basketball in there. You better write that down. Guy gave us the under in that Utah game the other day. It was an easy, no sweat bet. He's running so hot. It's Ramon Scott. All right, look at the Grizzlies are in the 13-0 spot. Total's over 237. They're not more than a 3-point dog. The Grizzlies have won 16 of their last 17 games. That's why you got to jump in that thing early, because when that line starts to move and maneuver, then some things pop open. then some spots pop open here. And by us looking at the line late, we found this opportunity with the 3-point situation. What I was able to get involved with was literally a 2.5 on this Memphis side of things. I play the injury risk, though. I mean, some games, yeah, it does matter. Some games it does matter. Like, we'll talk about one in a minute where it's like this line's moved a lot of points, and I think it makes sense. But I don't get caught chasing the steam right now. You want to try to play on the Spurs now that you've seen the line move 4 points in their direction? Yeah, you don't want to be involved in that. That's not where you want to have your money. I'm going to take a shot with these guys here. I'm going to take Memphis, the home team. The line's come down enough that I don't care who's playing. They just got to win this thing by essentially a basket. Just don't get blown out, man. We've seen some blowouts in the NBA, and that hurts my feelings. Man, you know what hurt my fucking feelings yesterday? Oh, God damn, Seton Hall. DePaul. Oh, don't get me started. We don't have a lot of time. Who got me started on that? It's breaking my heart. Last leg of a 6-leg parlay. Oh, my God, everything cashed. The cash out was like 50%. I was like, I'm not going to cash this out. Seton Hall, DePaul's imposters. Man, they got so busted. I wanted to throw something. I haven't been that angry in a minute. Oh, they really chat my ass. That'll be the last time I bet on Seton Hall, and I might have to start taking DePaul a little more serious. Although now I might be chasing that steam. Now I might be at the tail end of when do you play DePaul or don't you? Fuck DePaul. All right, the Bucks and the Thunder get us rolling. This is when I said there's been huge movement. This thing opened as 7.5-point road dogs for the Bucks. They're 17s. 9.5 points of movement. 9.5. 57% of the bets are on the Bucks, but only 43%. Public loves their road dogs. 57% of the bets, right? We associate the bets with the public money. We associate the cash with the sharper bettors, and the sharper bettors are typically, doesn't necessarily mean it's that way all the time. The back number's gone from 234.5 down to 224. 87% of the bets, 83% of the cash are on the over, and it's dropping like a rock. It can only mean one thing. Right, gang? Giannis. Right? Got it. Yeah, sneaky demons. Fucking. It's hurt. It was and the worst part was I was talking to MMA Jeff about it, and he was like, cash out. First he was like, you should play the same parlay twice, so that way when you get a cash out, you cash one out. I was like, I'm not betting. I don't know. I'll bet it progressive throughout the day. As legs start winning, I'll go back and make the same parlay again. But that wasn't an option for me, and the cash out was a nice 4-figure whacker that. What are you going to do? Chet Holmgren's still a pile of shit. OKC Thunder. They should trade his ass to fucking Lakers. Jalen Williams is out. That may be a factor for OKC, but man, the line still moved. And why? Everybody's out for the Bucks. Brook Lopez, out. Bobby Portis, doubtful. And it's personal. I think there's some shit going on in that locker room with the Milwaukee Bucks. I talked about this at the end of last year. Giannis doesn't want to play there. He wants out. He wants a big city. He doesn't want to be fucking around in snow and cold and marginal fans that are 100 miles away from where he goes, so he has to make. You think about this as a star, you want some personal time, but as the superstar in the league, you got to make personal appearances. How far do you think that dude's got to rock to go to the local McDonald's to sign autographs and hand out a couple of fucking Happy Meals? You don't want to be there. And they built him that practice arena because they were trying to keep him there. They wanted to give him state-of-the-art equipment. They wanted to go bring players in like Dame. Well, guess what? Dame's out. Chris Middleton's out. Gary Trent's probable. Okay. OKC still got SGA. Hartenstein's back and ready to roll. And that's problematic for the Bucks. I think this line has moved for a reason. And the worst part is you're playing on the road now, too. So you got a bunch of dudes that don't want to be there. You got a revenge spot. Let's talk about that revenge spot. When OKC's got rested and revenge, they're 9-0. I don't think OKC cares that these boys are playing or not. I think they see this as a winnable game. They know they're in a battle with Cleveland. We just talked about how Cleveland's got the Celtics on deck. They're not going to let this one get away. No fucking way. Now let's talk about the Bucks. They're 0-10 when they're a dog of more than 2.5 points versus a team that covered the last head-to-head. They're getting busted up by 16 points a game in those spots. Getting busted up in a rematch situation. Bucks are 0-12 versus teams off a 24 or more point win who don't have multiple days rest and are leaving for the road. Get their house in order, slap them in the face. Things are gelling nicely. All of those situations to me mean it's a tough spot for this Milwaukee Bucks team. You might have to get to the point where you're considering this thing live, though. It's getting a little big. Let me see what the current number is that we can find on this puppy. Make sure you follow me at BetStamp. It's Mikey Money at BetStamp. I mean, I got the shit end of a number on this thing, but I still got a better number than what's out there now. I got it after it moved. It's still moving. 16.5 points, 17. Starting to see some 17.5s out there. Thunder going to just go out there and bludgeon these guys? I think so. Who's playing? Turn your phones on. You might get a phone call from the Milwaukee Bucks organization telling you that they need your help. Can you put on a pair of high tops? That's all we need. Shout out to Perky Bumps in the house. Isaac McNeely, Virginia, 14 points. Okay. J Main says 4 starters out for the New Orleans college basketball. OKC gonna beat the brakes off the Bucks. I agree, dude. -12. I think it is an alternate line. And it's the worst part about the alternate line now is we already let 7 points go by the wayside, almost 10 points by the wayside. I agree. Okay, here's the game you guys are talking about. Well, no, I guess it's college basketball you guys are talking about. College hoops. I hope I'm not getting sick. My allergies might be kicking in. I don't know. I can't afford to get sick. I haven't been sick since before COVID was cool. I better knock on wood now. Better knock on wood and drink a sip of water here. Stay hydrated. Stay hydrated. The Pelicanos have gone from 13.5 points down to 11.5 points on their way now, parked at 10. -10s for the Nuggets. 51% of the bets and 45% of the cash are on the Pelicans. The total's climbing. 235.5 has gone as high as 242. 60% of the bets and 61% of the cash are on the over. Now, everybody's talked about DeJounte Murray being out of this game. It's terrible. It's terrible. I understand it 100%. Sometimes I don't talk about the stuff that everyone else talks about. You've heard it already today. You heard it yesterday. You heard it the day before. You heard it when it happened. So I don't necessarily need to go down that road, but it is certainly a big factor in this game. And, I'd rather talk about things like Chip Kelly joining the offensive coordinator of the Raiders. What an absolute fucking disaster that's going to be. We saw how that project turned out. Everywhere that guy's gone, it's turned to shit. The only time he didn't turn to shit was in Oregon, and he cheated. And that's why he left to go to the Eagles, because he was going to get suspended for a couple of years from college basketball or college football. Raiders going to have themselves some trouble. Petey Carroll. I don't think they got the coach they wanted either. We'll see. Anyways, Aaron Gordon's questionable for the Nuggets. Brandon Ingram's out. Herbert Jones, look, Zion's in. That's the big deal for the Pelicans, and I believe that's why the number's making the moves that it is. The Pelicans stink, though. Lost. Lost 118-116 to Boston. They did cover. And now it's a tough spot because Boston being one of the best teams in the league, they're going to step up and give you their best effort. You know that off the hop. You want to beat one of the best teams in the program. That's why, these teams like Cleveland and OKC and Boston, the Sixers, being the best in the business, you got everyone's going to come bring their A game to you. So, and we know that Boston's struggling with that off of the win situations. They lost to Dallas by a point. They lost to Toronto by 9 points. They got busted up by a wounded Charlotte team by almost 30 points, over 30 points. Nice. Morant is officially not eligible for postseason awards. Fuck him. They should put Morant, Anthony Davis. I'd throw Zion into that mix. Put Jaylen Brown in the mix. Stick all those guys on one team. And then put Jimmy Butler on that team too. That'd be a fun one to watch. Fade every single spot. All right. Yeah, they're a big favorite. The question is, how did I choose to attack this game? And I'll share with you how I chose to. Oops. All out sorts here. Denver Nuggets. Just give me the money line. Just the old money line. And let's wrap a player prop in there that seems to make sense. It seems to calculate out. I told you guys, I use a lot of fantasy. When I come up with player props, I used to do a lot of daily fantasy stuff a couple years back before sports betting was legal. Just as the fix. And this is the guy that's been all over, fantasy radar right now. First of all, the Nuggets have won 21 of their last 22 home games against a team that sucks. Sucks is defined by has a losing record. They haven't been covering. That does concern me. They picked up some wins against the Sixers and the Hornets, but they're not covering. They're not covering spreads. And the fact that this thing's moving down does worry me a little. Now, the Pelicans stink. They're 12-37. We talked about the DeJounte Murray, sort of talked about the DeJounte Murray factor. The question I have is, who's going to block Jamal Murray? What's the thing that we look for? We look for his average line to be around the number that's being posted. He's averaging 20.4 points a game. His number's 21.5. He's averaging 36 minutes a game. Check both boxes. Now, who's he playing against? The Pelicans allow 118 points a game. Should be plenty of points. And who's going to block? Jose Alvarado and CJ McCollum. I like the advantage. I like the opportunity. I'll take my chances. We'll pick up the pace. Give me Denver and a parlay. Denver money line with the over 21.5. Just win. And it's not like just win +2. It's like just win. You're laying 10 or 11. Just get the W, boys. Go out there, get this business handled. You're finding a way to win. This is an important time of the season. Use your best guy out there. And don't be afraid to live bet Murray. Murray, and now it depends on how much you put down on him in this spot. But he's a guy that he might look like he's sandbagging for a quarter. And he'll start out hot. Maybe he gets over in the first quarter, like over 5.5 or over 6.5. And the second quarter, he's going to have you sweating. But when he comes out of that locker room in the third quarter, he'll go out there and bust up a 10 spot. And he's just another quarter of consistent play away from cashing that thing. So look for some live betting opportunities on player props if that's your thing. Oops. Ooh, Jesus. Click the right button, stupid. Okay. All right. Jazz game. I opened up in the NBA. There's only so many games. Got to open up. Another 9 p.m. start. And here's one that's intriguing. We had 65% of the bets and 66% of the cash coming in on the Pacers. Yet the line's not really moving. Ja Morant officially available Monday. Watch this puppy swell. Swell, baby, swell. Oh, man. There are some 7.5s out there on this Jazz spot. You can see I got a 7. I got a 7 at low vig, though. It's like -102. The total's gone from 235 to 242. Brandon Clark is out. 7 points of movement to the over. 72% of the bets and 76% of the cash are on the over. It's gone to the over. It's ticking on up. Looking for a score fest. Now, this one I struggled with because you guys know my opinion when it comes to the Utah Jazz at home. I don't believe they have a decided advantage. In fact, they're 8-12, 8-12-1 against the spread. They're 15-11 against the spread on the road. They're 8-12-1 at home. They're 500 as a dog, 23-22 against the spread. I don't know that I agree with this total. And this kind of played into the way why I chose Walker Kessler in this thing here, because they're 9-11 to the under at home. The thing is, if you look at matchups, this kind of goes back to the fantasy situation as well. Let me start, first of all, some sharp respected action coming in on the Utah Jazz. We saw all that money popping in all day long on the Pacers. It's only finally now starting to budge. Miles Turner's questionable. Enrique Freeman is questionable. That guy. But Wiseman and Jackson are out. Clean bill of health for the most part for the Utah Jazz. Taylor, Hendricks, Cody Williams out of this game. But for the most part, a clean bill of health. They will have Lauri Markkanen. They will have Walker Kessler. They will have Keontae George. And I think that's enough. Now, when I talk about the way to attack this one, I wanted to get, again, just as much plus money as we can out of this type of spot, because if the Jazz get blown out, then fuck them. But I thought this is a way that I think they're a live dog. As crazy as that is against this Pacers team, when I talk about kind of backcourt and effort, and this is where I like the Walker Kessler spot of things here. Look, start from the basics. We want a guy that gets minutes. We want a guy that's averaging the number. He checks both those boxes for us. In fact, his last game, he's averaging 11.4 rebounds per game. 15 rebounds in his last game. He's not slowing down. He's stepping up. That being said, he's probably pissed he's still there. And then from a rebounding perspective, let's exploit the matchup. It's got Miles Turner. Miles Turner's only averaging 6.8 rebounds a game. Walker Kessler's line moved from 10.5 to 11.5. So I brought it back down to 10.5. Kind of fading or trying to tease that steam out of there. And the Pacers allow 52 rebounds a game, which isn't great, and it's not bad. It's like smack dab in the middle between those two teams. So we got some sharp betting report coming in. We got the Jazz, looking at some recent performances with this Jazz team here and the Pacers. I mean, look, yeah, they're 11-36. I feel like at some point teams will play to the mean, though, right? They're going to regress to the mean. In this case, that means the Jazz got to get better. This will be their fourth home game in their last 5 games. So they're acclimated, they're climatized. And the Pacers will be on their only second road game in 5. They played Atlanta 132-127. They didn't cover the spread. They took down Detroit 133-119 at home. I think the Jazz got a fair enough opportunity. Again, I think live dog spot. I think the matchups in this game, especially if Miles Turner doesn't play, but I suspect he will. I think it's a good opportunity for us to double dip this thing. Yeah, Kessler, but that's a fucking machine. Kessler's one of those guys that's auditioning for my starting 5. Scotty Barnes. I should have looked at that too when it came to Denver. I just opted for our guy Murray in that case. But okay, that's going to conclude our NBA action. Keep in mind, fading a team on the 2nd or the 5th game of the road does apply in that Golden State game. First game on the docket. I don't like this college basketball card because there's spots I want to play that I can't play. Like I want to play William and Mary. It's my team, but I can't tell if they're my team. Green, I don't even know how they became my team. I like to coach in the development aspect that they roll into this thing. Turns a bunch of bums into some mid-major players. But 7:30, Utah, Grand Valley, Northwestern State. We're going to ride some steam on this one. In fact, we're going to reverse some steam on this one because the line's been moving up. So this thing opened as Utah, Grand Valley, +0.5. And who does the public love? They love their road dogs. 94% of the bets and 98% of the cash. What's the line done? The line threw a big middle finger at all those bettors. The line's gone the opposite direction. It's now +1.5. And because it's tight, if you want to look at the money line, it's gone from -108 to -118 on Northwestern State. 75% of the bets and 59% of the cash. So there are some believers that Utah Grand Valley might be able to go figure it out. I am not one of those guys. They're both kind of middle of the road when it comes to the conference play. And Grand Valley's sitting at 13-9. So with all due respect, okay. This line's gone from 139.5 to 142.5. And yet 56% of the bets and 56% of the cash are on the under. So it has moved. What it comes down to me, though, is just look at these teams and how they kind of face off and certain court advantages here. I got to go to this under. I'm going to back that money here, especially because it's moved now. I feel like we're catching the tail end of that steam. Northwestern State at home, 2-5 to the under. When Northwestern State's in the favorite role, they're 1-6 to the under. They don't got to worry about defense traveling. They're home. They're an under team. They've ripped off 5 straight unders. Grand Valley's gone over 4 straight games. So if you're going to, sell high on the team at all, it's Grand Valley at this point going on and getting this thing done. But of course, we got some numbers behind us on top of it. Look, every one of the last 6 games Northwestern State has played have gone under 137. They're in prime conference matchup, and you can see that evidence by their record. Sitting there at 6-5. Home court advantage. Challenge with sightlines for the road team. We got more points in our back pocket than we started with, and we're seeing 137 is the aggregate number over the last 6 games that these boys have played against their conference. I'll take the under 143.5 at Northwestern State. I don't like reversing the steam here. I know the steam or the money's moving to the under, but the line is moving to the over. I just think this is one of those spots where, again, we're catching the tail end of that thing, and we're going to stuff it in our pockets and see if we can't make some green. What else do we have? I got too excited to start the show with all the things that are going on. Now we're sitting here at 7:08, but I timed it. We're not missing anything. 9 p.m., we got Northern Arizona, Weber State. These scumbags might be part of my top 5. I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know how. I remember when we had our guy C-Mac in here, we would argue and debate, and I think we were 500 when it came to this Weber State conversation. But 94% of the bets and 93% of the cash are at Northern Arizona. The line's oscillated. You got +1s. You got -2.5s. You can get Weber State at +2.5. In fact, I think I got fucked on this one. The line started up at 142.5, the back number, and it's gone to 145.5. You have 67% of the bets and 70% of the cash on the over. 13-9 Northern Arizona, but only 4-5 in the conference. Things aren't that much better for Weber State, though, sitting there at 2-7. I can't believe these guys are my team. I don't even know. It's like, it's William and Mary and Weber State, and they play on the same day. So if they're winning, I'm doing well, and if they're losing, I'm getting crushed. Weber State sucks at home against the spread. They're 1-6. As a favorite, they're 2-7-1. They did move to the dog, which means that we got to look at what Northern Arizona does in the favorite role. They're only 3-5 against the spread. Tempo. Northern Arizona pushes pace. The road has gone to the over. 9-3 to the over 12-game stretch there this season. 6-2 in the favorite role. That tells me they're not playing defense. When we look at some of these scores out there, we can validate it. They let up 69 against Portland State. Eastern Washington, they let up a 61 spot. Okay, that was an under. Idaho, they let up 72. And Northern Colorado, they let up 69. Here's the thing about Northern Arizona, though. Dig into the weeds. This will be their 4th straight road game in college basketball. You almost never see that unless it's March Madness or start of the season when they're playing non-con and the mid-majors are going out there picking up their paychecks for the season, going out there crunching 7-8 games in a row. Now, Northern Arizona does fall under one of those squads, I believe, last year. Weber State stinks. They are on their 3rd straight home game. Excuse me. That's the only positive about it. I got to look at this thing though. Look, Northern Arizona does not play well at Weber. They are an 0-10 pack. I don't know if it's travel. I don't know if it's just looking past these guys because they're just not relevant, but they're just not winning. And we're catching points. You're catching points. I think I dropped them -110 because I expected them to win, and I saw the line move, and I didn't realize it might swing all that way. Let's see what the best number is right now. Yeah, -110 is what I got. Oops. Be a lot better if you could click these things. You get a +2 now. Pitch +2. I'd still take the money line. I might go back and bet the money line again, depending on how this early action goes. Because right now, the money line's sitting at +115. And we know that Northern Arizona is Weber going to, I guess this is the question. Is Weber going to be terrible all season long. There's a high probability that could be the case. But with the travel factor, not only does Northern Arizona not perform on the at Weber, they got themselves this lengthy road trip. I just think these boys are gassed. I think they overlooked this opponent. I think this is a good opportunity for us to take advantage. And this is going to bring us to our last game. Nasty Nate. More people than likes doesn't add up. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up button if you haven't done so already. We've got a lot of stuff in the works. Just trying to give it to you guys here in a positive environment. All we need you to do is smash that thumbs up. Take it down. Take it down. It makes me, it's carry the stick. Put out 10, 11, 12 plays. I see the thumbs up. Don't want to come out here and give out fewer plays. Get the hell out of here. This is my personal time. All right, North Texas and UAB. I told Ramon on the morning steam this morning that I like North Texas in this game. 89% of the bets and 89% of the cash have come in on UAB. UAB opened as a home dog. They have since moved to a favorite of 1s, 2s, and now 2.5s. Both are 7-2 in conference play. Second number on the docket there indicates their conference play record. Everybody loves UAB. This total's gone from 137.5 down to 135.5. 79% of the bets and 75% of the cash have come in on the over. It has jundered. And what are we going to see here? I'm going to tell you this. Here's how this game goes. And this is how every North Texas game goes. You bet them early because you're catching points. You watch them through halftime. You're like, man, this game's over. You're ready to rip your ticket up and throw it out. Then at the end of the game, you're looking back at it. You're going, wow. The other team got cold. North Texas defense got hot. They're right back in this thing. We might be alive. And then you catch a dagger or a death blow at the very end, and the game goes over. But, North Texas did just lose 54-50 to UTSA. So are the unders back? Back-to-back unders for North Texas as well. But, man, UAB likes to run that pace. They just busted up Charlotte 96-78 at home. Even that Memphis game, they didn't fare well against Memphis 3 games ago. They were on the road at Memphis, who can run under as well. Had a nice little under the other day. 100-77. 100 points. Now, to step down in class, they come back out and win. 78-68 against Tulsa. 96-78 against Charlotte. I don't know. What I do know is I want to take the home team in the first. I don't like that everybody loves this UAB team. You look across, when I say go look at Google Trends, fucking UAB's trending. Here's the problem. We talked about this the other day. Short road dogs. That's that 2.5. We've talked about this like a week now straight. It's been happening. Why? Because this is illuminating an opportunity for us across the trend dashboard. 237 and 193 are the short road dogs in conference play. I think the game script for this thing says UAB gets this first half done. They puke their nuts up in the second half, and we see North Texas come out there and win this game outright. Short road dogs in conference play, 237 and 193. Just a little over a pick 'em for this UAB side of things for the first half at home with the advantage. North Texas doesn't score enough points in the first half to scare me anyways. And the reality is UAB's at home, so they should have the comfort and the confidence to go out there and nuke these guys early. Whether they can hang on for the full game will be a test of tails. Maybe it'd be a good opportunity if we see them up 6 or 7 at the first half, that we look to take a nice juicy +10 on North Texas, and they come back and win as well. So that's going to do it, you guys. Lots of plays, lots of investment here. We're already up. We're already up today. That's the best thing about what's going on here. We told you guys we got a ton of stuff happening this week. So biggest takeaways from here, hit that thumbs up button. Need your help. Moreover, we've got polls going across the pike. We're going to lay out the next 4 for tomorrow tonight. So look for those out there. If you haven't gone out there, just give it a click. Tell us what you think. Do some research. Help us make the selections. All kinds of things popping off. Tuesday live stream, Thursday live stream, Tuesday, VBMMA and Ramon will start at 1 p.m. for their UFC contest. I believe that dude is 9-2. to start off his time with Sports Money. We'll roll First Strike on Wednesday night. Of course, we'll have that out to you guys by 10 p.m. Thursday, we live stream. Friday, it all comes together. We're going to pull all the polls together. Going to do a show at the end of the day for you guys that recaps. We're going to look at player props. We're going to do the prop contest. Prop contest is going to be fun. It's going to be a ton of fun to work with. Jared Bush, we start every show off with the NHL. And we will continue to grow. We've got the UFC on Saturday. Looking to get a new show in there on Saturday. And then you guys will have the Super Bowl. Enjoy your parties. You'll be ready to go. You'll be the most dialed in. You guys are going to look like football savants because of all the action we're going to put together for us here to build our bankrolls this weekend. I appreciate all you guys rocking. Jared Lixdale's got it over 50.5 receiving yards. Get down with that. Appreciate all you guys, though. Thank you, guys, on behalf of the Sports Money team. Shout out to Jared. Shout out to David Wallace. Stop Geo. Peter. Let's go, you guys. Subhuman. Great day today. Jim Doinger's in the house. He took North Colorado, Idaho State over 144.5. Not a bad play right there. Jerry Davis. Mark Kells here rocking. Robert Franklin, Nasty Nate. Guys, take the opportunity if you haven't done so already. Again, we gifted out you guys, the community, the guys on screen, the panels, Razor. We gifted out over 200 memberships in the month of, almost 200 memberships, excuse me. I think it was 192 in the month of January. Get out there, upgrade. Silver and gold members. You guys have been asking for more plays when we're not doing shows. We want to give them to you. That's the best way we found from a forum. We want to just kind of keep it low key, get in there, get some plays. We'll make them on a regular basis for you guys. And look, you already got the free entry level. Another $5. It's $1.25 a week. What is that a day? What is that a day? It's like 20 cents. Not even. It's like 15 cents a day. We already put out almost 7 units today. You got over 4 units today on the silver and gold plans. And it's only going to continue to develop. So just a forum that we can share more plays with you guys coming out of, we're already giving our time here. We appreciate and respect you guys doing that with us. It's an opportunity for you to help further support what we're doing. And again, we got all kinds of giveaways coming up this weekend. We're going to do the player prop. We're going to share that cash that comes in when we win that player prop pool. We've got more action with we'll do the silver and gold square members. If you become a silver or gold member, I can see it. Silver and gold members will be getting a free football square. All kinds of stuff we're going to give away to you guys as well. We got merch, we got membership, we got all kinds of things that we'll give away for the Super Bowl Sunday. Trying to have some fun, trying to make some money, but we appreciate all you guys. Shout out to the members here. Barry Roselle, Chris Bogan becoming upgraded members here. Trisha M. member for 5 months. Skunk Blaster gave us the $5 dono. He likes Nashville Moneyline and UAB Moneyline. And shout out to Joe W. gifting a Sports Money membership. That's going to do it for us tonight. Appreciate all you guys. We'll see you again tomorrow. Lots going on tomorrow. Ramon Scott at 9 a.m. VBMMA, Ramon Scott at 1 p.m. Pregaming at 6 p.m. We go live at 7:20 p.m. for the NBA game. Woo! It's going to be a ton of fun, you guys. Let's have a big